Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. So I'm coming to you with another brand palette breakdown. I got a good response on my ColourPop and Morphe palette breakdown. And what I do is I show you all the palettes that I have from a certain brand. I love eyeshadow palettes, by the way. That I have from a certain brand. So far I've been doing the high-end side and telling you which ones I think are actually worth it after having them for so long, and which ones do you need. I don't buy eyeshadow palettes to use them all up. I'm never going to pan a palette. I barely pan an eyeshadow. I don't get them for that. I get them for the review purposes, for the collection purposes, to play with them and use them, but not to use them up. So the comments are like, you don't need all of them. You don't need all of them. And the average makeup person is not going to need all of them or want to have all of them. So I'm kind of just giving you my perspective on it. So this brand is Urban Decay. Now I have a lot of Urban Decay palettes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14. That's not a lot. 14 Urban Decay eyeshadow palettes, and I will say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, 6 of them, yeah, 6 of them you cannot even get anymore. 2 are on their way being phased out, and there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that are really on the market for you to buy, and that I can give you my true opinion. But I'm going to show you all of the ones that I have, and I'll go with the ones that you actually can't get anymore, that I can't find. I didn't dig deep into Urban Decay's clearance site, but Ulta, and when I say you can't get, Ulta and Sephora are my main places where I shop, and these are not available there anymore. Alright, so the first one is my very first high-end palette purchase. You know, it was the Urban Decay's the Ammo palette. This is like a $30-something palette, and it went on sale for $16 at Ulta. And this was before my Lorac Pro. This was the very first, yeah. So this is a sentimental situation that I keep it, and it's still in good shape. Quality of the shadows are great, but they don't make this anymore. I wanted to share it with you. So yeah, we have that one. I have so much crap on my makeup table that I need to make room. The next one is the Urban Decay Smoked. Like I said, I'm not gonna focus too much on them. I'm gonna say a little bit, but I don't want to get anyone upset if they missed out, because these are good. The Urban Decay Smoked, beautiful smoky palette. I got that one. This one was around the $50 mark, but it was on sale Black Friday years ago. It went half off, and I picked it up. Alright, the next one is the Urban Decay After Dark. Oh my god, I love this palette with their dual chromes in there and their beautiful futuristic shades. This packaging is wonderful. Fun fact about me, I have all of my brushes in all of my Urban Decay palettes. And all of my palettes. If a palette comes with a brush, it stays in the palette. I don't know. I never use them. There's a potential. They're still in the plastic. I just don't. I don't like. I know. I don't know. This one I've used. This is the electric palette. This is a wonderful palette as well. You can catch this one sometimes on a site. This one pops on and off of a site, which is interesting to me. But no, back to the brushes. I know there's a lot of untapped potential there with those brushes that come in the palettes, and I don't know. I feel as though if I take it out, it's going to be aesthetically not complete because the brush isn't in there. But no, I don't take the brushes out. Alright, and then I have the Vice 3. Still, in my opinion, the best Vice. This is the Vice 3. This one came from Ulta. This was a $60 palette. One of my most expensive palettes for a very long time. Until Huda Beauty came along. So yeah, anyway. Beautiful. Look at these shades. This is something that, now that I'm looking at it, I need to bring it back out and put it in the Shop My Stash area. So those are the ones that they don't. Oh, and one more that they don't carry anymore, which is one of my favorites, if not tied for the most favorite Naked palette, and that is the Naked Smoky. I raved about this bad boy. I love it. Neutrals on both ends. That smoky blue, black, deep purple where you can go different ways with it to make a smoky eye. And the packaging is bomb. So yeah, that one. Okay, now on to the ones that you can still get, and I can give you my opinions on those So let's go. The first one being the Urban Decay Distortion palette. This palette, I actually just did a review on it not too long ago. This palette is on sale right now. So it's like half off for $24, around that mark. So this palette has, at the bottom, we have 10 shades, 10 pretty, you know, eyeshadow shades. And then at the top row here, which you have their shade like shifters, duochrome, iridescent type of situations. This palette, it was on the fence a little bit. It's not like my all-time favorite, but it is not a complete loss. It's one of those situations that now it's on sale. I would encourage you to get it because you can make some nice looks with this. You can do some unique things with it. I am more of a duochrome person. I'm more of a one shade that's duochrome. I'm not a big take one shade and add something to the top of it, but I think they are fun. I put some of these toppers, they look all the same in the palette, but they really are different shades. Like, they look the same there, but when you put them on top of shades, they shift in different ways and reflect different colors. I'm just, for the sake of laziness, I'm just not a person to do that effect if there's a duochrome already created one shade that can get that effect. So that's kind of how I felt about the palette. The shades are interesting. You got a nice matte black in there. You got a nice charcoal gray in there. Well, not charcoal gray, a little bit actually lighter gray, like a smoky gray. Blue, orange, green, purple. You know, those classic colors that you might like to do fun things with that Urban Decay has to offer. Quality is great. I'm just not that person to do the two-step thing, but might be something some people like. That's on sale. The next one is on sale. Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics. I do not recommend this palette whatsoever. This palette really disappointed me. So it was, I guess I'll talk about these as well. It was the Naked Basics, like big sister, but came last. This is the Naked Basics 1 and Naked Basics 2. You can still get these. These are literally the lightest, like, just matte classic shades. Matte classic shades. Neutral shades. I'll show you both of them. The most boring palettes I own, actually. This is a good black. It's a good brown. They're good shades as far as quality, but they're boring. Very light for me, being a chocolate girl. Just boring. This is very boring. Yeah. And this came out okay, and you're like, okay, still neutrals, but you have that drop the brush. See? Still in the plastic. You have that warmth at the bottom, that pop of purple and light blue, but the matte, they're all matte, and they're just not, again, it's boring. It's still boring like that. I would have preferred them to like if this was just a palette, like the mini Naked Heat. I haven't got my hands on that yet, but that's what I would have taken earlier in the game than this. It's just not, it's not, you know, the mattes are okay. It's not exciting. It's not enough to get it. I can't even recommend it even though it's on sale. You have these mattes in your collection other places. And have them all in one palette. Wow, it's convenient if you like all these, but it's just too boring. And you got 5 pretty much light shades that look almost identical on my skin, and it's just not, it's not the business. It's not the business. And like I said, the Naked Basics are pretty boring as well. Now, let's get into the Naked palettes. I have the, well, those were Naked palettes, but I have the Naked 1. Alright. The original Naked with that velvet packaging. I have the Naked 1. I have the Naked 2. I have the Naked 3, which I thought was going to be my favorite, but it's actually like one of my least favorites. The Naked 3. And then we have the Naked Heat. You saw the Naked Smoky, but the Naked Heat, which is... Alright, so breaking it down. If I had to recommend one of those 4 Naked palettes, I'm recommending the Naked Heat. And this is partial preference, but also because I think the overall theme of the palette is just a little bit more exciting. I get Naked and Nude. I get it. And Neutral. I get it. I got these Naked palettes, the Naked 1, the Naked 2, the Naked 3, and the 2 basic palettes in a Naked Vault. Oh, and the Naked Smoky came came in the vault as well. And it was like $165, which is a great deal for all 4 of them. And I was really excited. I didn't own any Naked palettes. I was really excited. And I was really excited specifically about the Naked 3 because it has this rose gold theme to it. And I love rose gold looks. But they still wound up coming out very boring. Again, you have these light shades up here that do nothing for my skin tone. And they do nothing for my skin tone, and they're just, again, in that boring spectrum. I think the quality is great, though. The quality of the mattes is a little bit better than the ones in the basics, in my opinion. But it's down to preference. This is the Naked 2, which is definitely more on that taupey, cool side. And if that's something you like, I think this is potential. And then the Naked 1, out of the original Naked 1, 2, and 3, I apologize if I'm talking really fast. The Naked 1 is my favorite. I think it has the most variety. I still could do without, well, my camera's washing, my lights are washing them out. These 3 here, these lightest ones are ones that I can definitely work with. They're not the super lightest things on the face of the earth. But the Naked Heat right now is where it is. You know, it's warm, it's inviting, it's a lot more exciting. That rhymed. I'm a poet. There was some complaints about the middle section being so similar. I think they have a nice contrast. They have different finishes. I love this palette. I think I don't know, and I think it came, I don't know, what am I trying to say? Because the Naked 1, Naked 2, Naked 3, we got used to this neutral, this boring color scheme. This just seemed like a much more exciting palette. And I think that could be another reason why I like it, because I'm comparing it to the other ones. But I think on its own, this is a really, really nice warm palette. And if you had to pick one, I would recommend the Naked Heat. Now, if you're not a warm tone person and you're like, I need something a little bit more neutral, that's just too orange, I'm going with the Naked 1. Okay? The Naked 1, I think, works for a variety of skin tones better than the other ones. The 2 and 3 are just really boring to me, but I think this one works really well. You got your nice neutral, lighter neutral eye. You can get a little bit darker neutral eye here and even smoke out some things. So I think the Naked 1 will do most people pretty well, but ultimately Naked Heat is my ultimate favorite, and that is the one I recommend. So that was a lot of stuff very quickly. To sum it up, out of all the Urban Decay palettes that I own that are still available, I only recommend one of them. That is the Urban Decay Naked Heat. I know the ones that are still available. The ones that are not available, I really enjoy Urban Decay's limited edition palettes. It sucks to, to have to think about it that way, but those are my favorites. The Naked Smoky, the Electric is a favorite. The After Dark is a favorite. The Vice 3 is a favorite. They are like, they're some of the best palettes I have in my collection. But a lot of them aren't available anymore. So out of the ones that are available, the Urban Decay palettes that are on the market right now, I can only recommend one, honestly, and that is the Naked Heat. I don't know how we feel about it. Everything else, the Naked line is very boring to me. I'm excited for new eyeshadow, but it's very boring. I don't think, now that I have them in my collection, like, I'm glad that I did not purchase them one by one, and I don't think I would have, because they were just so expensive, and I wasn't into spending that much money at one time. But, man, no. I'm glad I got the deal. I'm glad I got them in the vault, and then really after playing with them, really after using them and everything, they're boring. They're boring. I still pull out the Naked 1 occasionally, but that's what I recommend. Naked Heat. That's the one you need to go buy. If you're into it, the distortion, but that's what you need to go buy. So I thank you all for chilling with me and watching the video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about any of the products mentioned in the video, feel free to leave it down below. I love you all, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.